you said all the teams were at your workout, but how much like communication did you have with the Chiefs specifically before the draft?
I talked to them at the combine. I didn't talk to them at the East West Shrine Bowl, but so my head coach, Coach Chesney, grew up with Veach. So they've been friends for a while. The only information I had from the Chiefs, like real information besides the interviews I had, was Veach and Chesney's phone call. It wasn't about me, it was about my receiver, just talking about what he thinks. And at the end, he asked what he thinks of me, and he was like, "Oh, he's getting drafted, guaranteed." And then it came down to the last pick, and they took me. So I'm lucky to have that connection as well. I mean, it's a blessing, and I would have never thought it though. Just having that information, like, oh, he's a guaranteed draft pick, but you never think it's going to happen. But
That's awesome.
Man, yeah, and from a small school too.
Mhm.
So when I got drafted, I had another guy that was a wide receiver, was an undrafted free agent that came with me to the Eagles. And we played on the same team, and that was incredible just for your teammate in college to also be your teammate in the NFL. But then when you get to see your friend on the other, the other sideline, before the game, after, man, it's such a like, man, can you believe we made it? We're here. Like that moment, like, golly, man, we put a lot of time and effort into getting to where we want to get to, just kind of fulfilling our dreams. So we want to move over, I guess, now into where you are. You're here with the Chiefs, starting mini camp. You get into the city. Give me your first impression of everything. Like just blow us away with what your thought process is, man.
yeah, first impressions, get there. You kind of get thrown right into it with rookie minicamp. It's camp, and it's a quick 3 days, so you don't get much time to explore. It's just kind of all working and grinding on the field and in the weight room and in the classroom. So, I mean, I didn't really get to see much in rookie minicamp. Just got to know the other rookies and see how all the coaches work and what the standard is and what Coach Reed the formula is, and just getting a grip of that. And then when you come back, you really get thrown into everything else. And when I got to explore the city, got to try some barbecue, which I like barbecue a lot. Don't get me wrong. I just can't eat it more than twice a week or once a week. It's just, I don't know, but I love it. I love it. And I'm lucky to be, every weekend I would go to a different spot and try it out. But, yeah, I mean, I was lucky to be a part of such a great class that, like, me and all my O-line buddies, we would go out to eat every weekend. And, I have people like Joe Tooney. I'm the only rookie O-lineman without a girlfriend. So he found that out and he was like, yeah, come over for dinner. Sadly, I already ate. So I was like, damn, I missed an opportunity. I missed a big opportunity. But, it's literally all been love and work and that family bond. Everyone's looking out for each other. Everyone's trying to get each other better. And it's just lucky. And I love the city already, going down to the Power and Light District. That photo shoot that we had was super cool with all the drafted guys. I was just thrown into the mix. I did 2 charity events, one at the Children's Hospital and then one Creed's Barbecue charity event, which were awesome. So getting to know the community, and you just see the passion around everywhere for Chiefs. Even just driving around, you see how many people are just like love the Chiefs. And you go out to eat and some guy asks you what you do and you tell them you play on the Chiefs and they're like, oh my God, like, oh my God, you're here right now? Like, why are you here?
Right.
And, it's just awesome being a part of such a passionate fan group and a passionate team. And, it's been a blessing so far. And yeah.
Okay. So this whole thing is surreal for you. I know that entire feeling. So it comes into a point now of putting your hard hat on, being professional, going to work, right? Every single day. Like you said, when you come in to their rookie training camp, I mean, it's fast, like in and out, man. They're getting you prepared. They throw in a whole lot of terminology and stuff like that your way. Has the transition, the cross at least been pretty smooth for you, coming from Holy Cross into the NFL with what the Chiefs do offensively, scheme-wise, terminology and whatnot? How has that transition been for you right now?
Yeah, scheme wise, I mean, it fits me perfectly. Doing a lot of pulls, a lot of screens, a lot of running technique. But like I would say scheme wise, I fit perfectly. There's a lot more plays, a lot more stuff. But
Okay.
I think I'm blessed to come from Holy Cross being such a good school. I got such good study habits and such good learning habits there that, I was able to excel like learning fast. And I didn't think I was able to. I
Yeah.
don't know if I didn't know if I was ready, but I was able to pick this stuff up simply just because, I had the same scheme at Holy Cross and I was
Okay.
able to study these terms and all this wordage that I needed to learn for the next day very quickly. So I'm lucky to have the experience in the past to be able to put forward what, I was able to do in rookie minicamp and OTAs. But I know there's always learning and every day I got to get better. There's always something I can fix every day. So, you know, it wasn't the hardest, but it wasn't easy. It
Yeah.
definitely wasn't easy, and I know camp's gonna be a lot harder. We got so many runs to put in, so many passes, so you gotta I've been on my grind the past month, so,
Yeah.
it was difficult, but, I got it done, and I could have been better, but I will be better, so.
Yeah. But a lot of it is, the retention. That's
Yeah.
where they throw to you just to test you to see
Mhm.
exactly where you are, right? And so, when you said like as far as scheme wise, what you're doing, I see a lot of inside zone, outside zone, mid zone. I as a play, I always tell people out here what I hate is when we run the wide zone with the running back on the
Mhm.
opposite side. It just takes such a long time for him to get there.
Yep.
I absolutely hate that play. I hate it. I do, because our running back shoulders are not parallel to the line of scrimmage, and so it
Mhm.
makes it look like either he missed a hole or somebody's not getting a block.
Yeah.
And I said, man, it's a long developing play, and so you know how it is, man. When you're trying to sustain your block in the NFL,
Mhm.
it's different than it is in college, and so you're going to learn that once you get the pads on, how difficult it really is, man. But no, I'm glad you said that there's a lot of crossover, but you're retaining a lot of the information,
Mhm.
and preparing you for the NFL. It is key. I see a lot of guys come in, and sometimes guys just can't get it, and
Mhm.
that puts guys, man, on the back end. Really, that will put you on the fringe of things. But what I will say about you is, one thing that kept coming up was your athleticism, your athletic ability.
Mhm.
On how good of an athlete C.J. Hanson was at Holy Cross. And so, I mean, let me ask you this. I don't know if this is true or not, but did you play some tight end at some point somewhere or?
I didn't play tight end ever, like actual tight end.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I lined up just at the extra tackle one or
All right.
twice, but I didn't really play tight end much. I
Tight.
was more just like if we're gonna pull, run power, run any pulling type scheme, I was the guy pulling. I was the guy getting put out in space and gonna make the block.
Okay.
I pride myself on that. I pulled probably 70% of the game if we were pulling, and we really only ran gap scheme in college because we were a heavy 13P, 12P team, and just hard nosed football, just run down their throats. They're not going to stop us. We had a great running quarterback, so it was like now we have an extra blocker with a running back. Why
Oh
not
yeah.
just run like 13P and have 14 people in the hole and just dominate everybody? So I was just like the key like puller, and I would just I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. Run full speed into somebody and just
Yeah.
show them who's boss. So
Annihilate them.
yeah,
Annihilate those. Yeah, the smaller guys, man.
it's the offensive line's like highlight play. It's
Yeah.
for run blocking. Like yeah, you could get pancakes, but that's not realistic to get pancakes every day. Like,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
you hit a pole and you hit it good, like and seal that gap or knock them over or do whatever. Like that's a highlight. That is a highlight. Especially a big man moving in space, you don't see it much often. So.
No. And it's a dangerous look for defense. Man, linebackers, DB, safeties, they all hate to see that. A
Mhm.
big guy that can move in space, because nobody wants that type of pain. They just don't,
Nope.
because they thinking about the cold tub, what all they have to do for the next week of practice, like trying to recover from getting hit by a Mack truck.
Yeah.
So,
It was definitely great in college. I was able to really show my talents there, and I do it to my practice habits. Every day in college, I did a 100-yard sprint during. So we were down at the end. corner end zone to field goal every day. I would run a 100-yard sprint, and I think that's exactly where my athleticism came from and speed. I just every day I made sure I was running as fast as I could. I was beating everybody in top. I was hitting 20 miles an hour in practice some days. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, so it definitely got to continue that, and I'm sure I will. And when camp comes, but I think it comes down to my practice habits and my coaching and my strength and conditioning coach at Holy Cross, Coach Grotsky. He's a wizard at what he does. I mean, he has made some talented kids, and we're gonna next year have a couple kids coming out from Holy Cross, and we had me and Jalen this year, but I mean, I was just lucky to have such great coaching in college. So,
Okay, it's good.
Hey there, Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns. Today, I'm here to tell you about our new affiliate partner, and that is Temu. You've probably seen them on your Instagram, Twitter feeds, even the Super Bowl commercials this past year. But today, I want to show you some of the good stuff that they have on the website, and I got a few Chief gems that I'll be doing a quick unboxing for you right here. So let's dig in. One of the first pickups I got from my Temu purchase was this Hollywood Brown jersey right here. Number 5, newest Chiefs edition. I think he's gonna have a really good year, but yes, you can get this on the Temu website, and I got this for about $15. Also got an Isaiah Pacheco jersey here. So yeah, I think, ooh, look at that. Isaiah Pacheco, boom, 15 smackaroos for this thing. Yeah, I think Isaiah Pacheco, yeah, I think he'll probably rocking this one out during the season for sure. Temu is the place to go for affordable Chiefs merchandise, and use our promo code for all the good stuff you can get on there. So yeah, get in on the affordable merchandise that Temu has for our Chiefs this upcoming season.
It's
good. Now, CJ, we talked before the show about this rookie class, incoming class, with you, Hunter McCade, who's a friend of the show, who we had on about a month ago. That you guys all, and this is something that Andy Reid always prides himself on, and we always have these offensive linemen who can fill in all over the line. And you're currently, right now, listed as an OL, so I'm assuming you're going to play a little bit all over the line as well. So kind of talk to us about how like that versatility helps you, and it helps, just in kind of your experiences during minicamp, where all you guys are kind of playing all over the place during minicamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool to be able to play multiple positions. You kind of have to in the NFL. So knowing that coming into the draft process, I grinded out center, never played center, and was able to get grips on that. But when I got to OTAs and minicamp, being able to play right guard, center, and left guard, switching it up every day, getting those reps every day, and all three of us would inter switch. So if Hunter was at second center one day, I would be at second center the next day, and then it would just be switching back and forth, and all of us are able to work off each other, and at all times I have a guy next to me that plays my position. So that communication is massive. Being able to have a guy next to you that can help you out in any situation, that I think it breeds that culture and breeds that like bond with your brother next to you. Like sometimes you're down bad, sometimes you need help, and sometimes that help, it just makes that bond so much stronger. So I was lucky to be able to play all three, play next to basically everybody on the offensive line, except the interior 3 starting guys. But, it's lucky. I was very lucky, and I think Coach Heck did such an incredible job with the rotation the whole time, getting all of us prepared for each position. So, yeah.
That's good. That's good. So you're saying you haven't worked in with the first 3 guys like Creed, Trey, or
Creed, Trey, and Joe I haven't played with, or Jawan I haven't played next to.
Okay.
I think pretty much everyone else I've played next to at this point. So, yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna get the shot in camp to do it. I mean, that's how they're gonna throw you in to see, throw you to the wolves and see if you could go ahead and eat with the big dogs, right? Throw you in the deep waters and see if you can swim. Yeah, you a big dog? Yeah,
I'll be able to eat. Don't worry.
Well, look, man, I from all the things that's coming out, reports on you, I don't have no doubt whatsoever, man, that you're going to be able to do that for sure. Talk a little bit about Andy Heck, okay, in the room, kind of his coaching style, his approach to you all, what you're seeing in him as a coach right now, that puts this O line, which I call one of the top in the NFL. I mean, seriously.
This is
Yeah, right. And I don't think, a lot of people respect the Chiefs offensive line. It was some problems last year, with obviously some penalties, maybe some holding calls, which I think was terrible anyway, right? You calling the offensive line is terrible. But tell us a little bit about Heck's approach about some of these things, man. If you will.
Yeah, Heck's got so much experience under his belt, and I felt it right when you walk in the room. I didn't know much about Heck. I never met with Heck until I got to camp, and he gives you it straight every time. And there's not much yelling. The only time he'll really yell is if you do the drill wrong outside, which he prepared you inside to do it right. So, I mean, I'm lucky to have him as a coach, all that experience, and he's a perfectionist, and that's all it is. I mean, you got to be perfect in this league, and you could tell, like, when I got in there with all the vets, and he was like, "We didn't do good last year, even though we won. We didn't do good. Like, we could have been so much better in the run game. We had stupid, like you said, penalties, and it's that breed of winning culture that I think he brings to the room, and he also brings a culture of like loving and joking, and it makes the room so much easier to be yourself in. We give jokes. He actually gives out homework assignments too. Like, if we don't know somebody that's like a very famous old lineman that, like, taught him something in his career in the NFL or taught him something while coaching, he'll make us do a homework assignment and like get up in front of the room and tell us what it's about. So.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love it.
So, he breeds like this culture of like, bringing yourself and bringing your personality to the table, and also like being perfect and knowing what you're doing. So he will be a stickler about stuff, which you have to be. I mean, it's a good culture in the room, and I couldn't be luckier to have him as my coach. So.
Shoot, man, you ain't gonna be able to win if it's a lot of complacency. A lot of guys don't have a high standard to perform, and the thing is having that, knowing like, look, we'll never be comfortable. We can always get better, and so regardless of how good y'all think y'all are, we can be that much better. And so that is very important. That guys are not in that position where they are just comfortable with things, right? Where they at, and I'm sure he's hollering at Tooney and Creed and all those guys the same as he's going to do for the younger guys, right? That's very important. That's very important. Man, I love it, though, that he's giving y'all homework on some of these guys that's played before. Man, look, I played with some guys, Hall of Famers in Kansas City on the O-line. Two guys three, tight end, Tony Gonzalez, Will Shields, and obviously Willie Roaf. I think Brian Waters should be getting in hopefully at some time, man. But we had regarded as one of the best offensive lines during that time. So I appreciate our offensive line, what they do now, and I try not to put any type of comparison, man. Y'all guys do a great job. Y'all really do. Andy gets y'all guys ready. He really does. So it's good to know that, because it is a toughness, right? I mean, when you are on O-line, you got to breed toughness. You got to be able to do hard things, man. And so when you're going up against, like you said, Chris Jones, or on the other side, these defensive tackles, and you're going to be going up against a good D line with the Raiders, okay, with the Chargers, with the Broncos. It's going to be some good competition you're going to be seeing, right? And so you got to be prepared. You got to be ready, man. So.
Yeah, with training camp coming up in just like 10 days or so, next week sometime. What have the veterans given you any kind of advice, anything to be ready for going into training camp? Anything? What have they told you about training camp?
They said it's hard, going up to St. Joe. You're back in dorms. I think it's great. I think you get to breed that culture. You're all at the same level again. No one's living in those $1 million mansions and having a great night's sleep. So, I mean, I think it's going to be probably the hardest camp I've ever been a part of, and I'm ready for it. They say it sucks, but I think I'm going to love it. I think it's going to be a great time.
A lot of things that suck about it is just the monotony, man. Doing the same thing over and over every single day, right? That's what it is. You're just going to get tired of just sleeping on these small beds. You try to make it as comfortable as possible, and trying to get that good sleep after hard days of work. And so I think that's always the part that sucks more than anything else, you know. So
Do you have your roommate assignment yet?
I do not. So I get down there. Well, Tuesday's the report day, so we'll see then.
okay. This Tuesday coming up?
Yeah, this Tuesday coming up.
Jeez. Okay. Woo, you right here around the corner, man.
Right around.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to kind of get a little vacation or do something to kind of get your mind prepared and ready just to, you know, relax a little bit before camp?
Yeah. I was able to right after we finished. My buddy's dad and it was my buddy's brother's 21st. We went to Vegas for a weekend, fun time, and then that was it. That's all the fun I got. And then I went straight to Boulder, Colorado. Got training in the altitude. My uncle lives out there, so I coached up my baby cousin's team for the whole week and got my training in there and did some hikes. And I think the altitude has helped out a lot. Now I'm down in Florida with my trainer for the combine, who I absolutely love, Jordan Llewellyn and LB at X3. So I've been just working the whole time, getting in the playbook. You know, I got to be prepared. You know, they give you a packet and they give you a weight to show up as, and you got to do everything in your power to be the best person you possibly can when you get in, so you can just roll right into it and be ready for it. So,
what do they want you at weight wise?
It's 300 pounds, 305 in there.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. You lean and fighting weight, man. That's good weight for interior guy. You know, no doubt about it. So. You got a good build to you, man. I'm just, when I was seeing you just kind of in your shirt and stuff, like you look lean, man. You look strong. You know, how does it feel as far as like hitting these guys so far?
So far, I mean, it's been great. I mean, we haven't been in pads, and I can't wait for the moment because I really think that's like the coming to like fruition moment where you get that confidence and how it feels to hit somebody in the new place. So until I feel that, I won't know, but I'm ready for it. But in no pads, I mean, it was fine. We were only really running pass pro, so you know, getting that first contact, hitting them hard on the first thing, and not letting them be able to do their moves. Even when they tried their moves, I was able to hold my ground. So, I mean, I felt good. I felt strong enough. I felt athletic enough to be in that position. So, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of work to do, and we'll see when the pads come on, and we'll see how I roll.
We got from Flip969, sub CJ. So do you prefer to protect a scrambler or a pocket passer? And two, would you say you are stronger protecting the run plays or pass plays?
I would say, I mean, college, I had a scrambler. So, I mean, I think that fits me more, but I think I'm able to, I think having a pocket passer, I mean, I played with both. Joe Pazanski, our backup, he's a pocket passer. And, you know, when he came in, we didn't skip a beat. It was easy. And, you know, I'm able to hold my ground. I pride myself on not giving up ground in pass pro. So being able to stun a guy at the line and hold him there is my biggest thing. And that's where I pride my athleticism in. I get that quick twitch muscle. I get my hands on first. It disables them to make a move quick. So I think that's my biggest thing. And, I think I'm definitely stronger in run plays, but I think in the NFL, it may turn to stronger in pass plays just because, you know, guys are going to be 40, 50 pounds heavier than me. It's going to be harder to move them. But I think for pass plays, I'm going to be able to be in the right position at all times. So I'm going to be able to make sure I'm in the right position, get my hands on. So I think you have to be strong at both. So, I mean, I got to dominate both, and it's going to get there. So I would definitely say I'm a stronger at run plays, and I like scrambling protector better, but I'll take either.
Yeah, sure. It sounds like, man, you have a good, you know, because you're athletic, you can recover. And to be honest with you, kind of with the question here, doesn't matter who you have behind you. Like you said, you do, as long as you're doing your job, that's what matters. Yep. And you'll be able to, you know, refit and get the guy if you feel the scramble in the head. And I think is what people, you know, kind of we tune into certain things knowing, well, first off, it's a pass play. The ball needs to be out in a certain amount of seconds, right? We got a clock in our head, it needs to be out. And if it doesn't happen and you feel like the ship's being abandoned, then you got to move, right? You got to just be on the move. So,
yep, the D-line will tell you everything. Wherever they go, you go. So even if he beats you, I'm able to get to the hip and push him by. Like, I'm like, the D lineman will tell you exactly what's going on in the play. Like they're not going to stop. All you got to do is stay in front of them and make sure they don't make the play. So that's about it. If you know what your defensive lineman's doing, which you should every play, and you should be controlling him every play, then it should be easy for you to figure out what's going on. And
So I'm gonna ask you a question real quick, and this is my observation. Somewhere where we struggled last year, okay, was the some of the twists and some of the stunts not necessarily being on the same level and passing it off. And so I used to be an O-line coach, and so when I would see it, I'm like, "Daggone!" And the guard is not recognized, and somebody's leaving, somebody's coming back, right? It's just how it goes, and the communication sometimes get lost because guys are on different levels, and teams knew that, so they start running a whole lot more of it to try to at least get that just a little bit where you can get through, So did Andy did he talk about any of that? Do you know? Did he? Okay.
Yeah, we worked that constantly, working that almost every day. I mean, he did bring it up as a point. It's probably the hardest thing to do too. I would say, especially with the athletes that you have on the defensive lineman nowadays, and they're probably 2 times quicker than you, and you got to be able to have that communication and bonding, staying on the same level, which usually never really happens. So someone's got to make a play with their punch and their shove to really be able to make a good twist pass off. So, I mean, it's all compensating on what your guy is doing next to you. So if you're not giving up penetration, but he's giving up penetration, you got to know, like, the twist is probably not going to be good. So you got to stay on. So, I mean, it's all about that communication and feeling that guy next to you, which I think Coach Heck has been really good on, just grinding the technique, being vertical, being flat, getting the good shoving him off and regaining that other guy, inside guy. So, it's definitely, I think it's probably the hardest thing to do as an offensive lineman now. I think without a doubt, like, especially with the DNs and D tackles that they're putting up against these twists, it's incredible how hard it is. So.
Well, we know what they're trying to. They know what they're trying to do. We're just trying to react to it. Like, okay, now here's a twist, right? So that's good. I'm glad you answered that question, man. Because I knew, I was like, man, we're having a hard time, with the twist. All right, it's good.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.